Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood.
Welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood, one sculpt at a time. Today we're going to be going to the comments and seeing who you would like me to sculpt. So today we're going to be sculpting one of South Park's most unhinged characters, Eric Cartman. Big shout out to those that gave this suggestion, and if you'd like to see someone else, one of your favorite characters, let me know down in the comments and I'll give you a shout out. Now, South Park characters are quite simple when it comes to their design, so I really wanted to try to ramp this one up a little bit more than I normally would with the realistic factor, naturally staying true to its original design, but just a little something extra. So to start things off, I go ahead and start off with a big old ball of clay that I take my X-Acto knife, drawing in some rough facial measurement before taking the back end of my paintbrush and starting to draw in those cheeks and lower chin. Once I was happy with that rough shape, we could go and start adding his actual chin by adding a small dank nug of clay to the lower part of his face. After getting that all blended in, I could take my X-Acto knife and start carving out his face orifice. After those precision slices, I went ahead and rubbed over some rubbing alcohol over the lower part of his face just to kind of blend it in a bit better. Now Cartman's mouth was in need of some lips, so I went ahead and laid over some very small pieces of tapeworm, slicing off the excess bits of clay and blending it in. Bringing the party upstairs, I went ahead and did the exact same thing to add the upper lip. After a quick refining and shaping job with an assortment of sculpting tools, we can move on to his eyes. For his eyes, I went ahead and sliced a pre-baked ball of clay in half, cramming those into their proper position. After his eyes are applied and a quick head shape check, we could start adding his lower lids. I went ahead and flattened out a few pieces of clay, laying them underneath the eye, slicing off the excess bits of clay, then blending that into the face. I go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side, and then we're on to the brow. As for his eyebrow ridge, I wanted to try something a little bit different than I've done in the past. For this, I'm just going to be building up different detail layers. So I first start off with just adding the little bit between the eyes. Then I add these little Nike-shaped pieces of clay over top, blending those in, then repeating that same process of adding more detail on top of that. I felt like this gave it a really nice 3D look to the eyebrow ridge, and I'm probably going to be using this in the future. With a few more last second detailing around the eyes, we're gonna go ahead and start adding his cheeks. Went ahead and took a few more Nike swooshes. Sponsor me, Nike, please. Could you imagine Nike sponsoring a clay channel? What would we even collab on? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, enough of me yapping. Back to these cheeks. After getting those pieces blended into the face, I just go ahead and go around and kind of just refine the shape a little bit more, and we got a little chubby boy here. Look at him. Up next, we could go ahead and start on his hat, wrapping oh so smooth like a piece of clay around his head, trimming and smoothing out the two ends till we get one cohesive ring. And once thus the ring is firmly fastened to his face, I can handle portion of my sculpting tool, smoothing out and flattening out the rim of the hat to make it look more beanie-like. And then take the back end of my X-Acto knife, adding these little tiny ridges all around to add that beanie hat detail. While I'm doing that, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Hey guys, I hope you're loving the video. Subscribe to MooreArt or you can suck my balls. Your choice.
Well, thank you, Cartman. That was lovely. Anyway, now that we got that detailing done, we could start on the pom-pom on the top of his hat. Pom-pom. Is that right? Is that what that's called? I'm not gonna Google it. Anyway, after I vigorously stab it with a sculpting tool, we go ahead and use a rough sponge to add some more texture. And then we can move on to his eyebrows. Now, kind of like my Count Von Count sculpt I was doing, I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to sculpt his eyebrows or use real hair, so I just went ahead and added the clay for now and figured it out later. But how I achieved this look was I just took a few small pieces of tapeworm, applying that to the eyebrow ridge, then using the back end of my X-Acto knife to draw on the hairs. Now, despite the fact I refused to add a nose, I did decide to add ears. Took a small ball of clay, flattening it out, slicing that ball in half, taking those little half ends, sticking on the sides of his face, then using a sculpting tool to draw on that inner ear detail. And to finish off the look, I went ahead and took this natural spun, dabbing it onto the face. I feel this just gives it a nice, natural looking skin texture. And with that, Cartman's head is off to the oven for its first bake. And with Cartman's moneymaker back and baked from the oven, we could go ahead and start on his body. As for this fat body, I went ahead and took a large ball of clay, cramming Cartman's fat face into it. I then go ahead and smooth that all out using the back end of my paintbrush, and then give it some little lines and textures going across the body to give it a little bit more shape. Went ahead and laid a flat piece of flap over top, flattening only one end. This is going to be the front part of his jacket. Go ahead and slice that little neck bit. Nice. And then work my way around the bottom portion of the body to separate the jacket from the lower section. And then take a silicone sculpting tool, just going over those lines to tighten them up a bit. Almost forgot, but he has these little buttons that go down his jacket. To make these, I just flattened out little balls of clay, sticking them onto the front of his shirt. I then took a silicone sculpting tool, drawing these little wrinkles extending from those buttons to make it look like it's pulling on the fabric. Cause he's a big boy. He's got extra tug. With his body mostly done, we could go ahead and start on Beef Boy's arms. I roll out a couple pieces of gray Tootsie Roll, pinching off one end, applying thus Tootsie to the body, and then take my finger smoothing out the clay into the body, making it one solid piece. Follow this up with a silicone sculpting tool, drawing little wrinkles extending from the pits and over the arms to give it more of a realistic sleeve. Once I was happy with the sleeves of his body, we could drop down to the lower section, building up his legs, starting with his crotchal region. Took a silicone sculpting tool, drawing these little folds extending from thus crotch, before applying these two little discs to the bottom to give him his little mini thighs. After getting them into their proper positions, I smash it down, then I use my finger to blend it into the rest of the thigh to make it look like it's one continuous piece. And with those thighs in place, we could start working on his feet. For his feet, I really wanted them to be kind of similar to how they looked in the cartoon, very thin and almost non-existent. So I just rolled out a thin piece of clay, rounding off the tips, putting them onto those thighs, smashing it down, then we can move on to his gloves. Starting with two equal sized balls, we flatten those out, slicing off one end. After a little bit of reshaping, we reapply that little piece we cut off, blending that in to make the thumb. Once I was happy with the size and shape, we could then apply that to the wrist. Taking the excess bits of clay, folding that over top of the glove. I wanted to give them a little bit of texture, so I just took the handle of my X-Acto knife, rolling that over top, and then adding little wrinkles extending from the tips of the gloves. And with Cartman's gloves complete, we could stick them in the oven for its final bake. And with Cartman back from the oven, we could go ahead and start the painting process. As for Cartman's paint job, we're going to be doing basically what we do for most of the paint jobs, starting with the base coat of all the base coat colors. Starting things off with painting his black shoes black, following that up with painting its brown breeches brown. After thoroughly coating that, we can move on to his jacket. I went ahead and mixed up a few different colors of red to make this vibrant red. What brand of jacket do you think he wears? North Face? Patagonia? The Ross Special? Anyway, after that I went ahead and went around the body painting his gloves yellow, followed by the brim of his hat and that little pom-pom. And to finish off the hat, I went ahead and mixed up a almost teal paint to finish it off. As standard, his face gets a flesh tone color that I build up in layers. The reason I build this up in very thin layers is it gives it a much flatter surface, makes it so you don't see the paint marks as much. After about 10 layers, we could go ahead and finish things off by painting his eyes and eyebrows. Once I was finished with the base coat and let it fully dry, we could go ahead and start on my favorite part of the entire build, adding those details. We start by building up multiple layers of red washes around the face, making sure it seeps into all the cracks and recesses. I do this multiple times to build up different layers and values in the face to make it look more realistic. Now, there really isn't too much of a science behind this, I just kind of keep adding washes and dabbing it off until I'm happy with how it looks. And once I'm satisfied with the undercoat, I could go ahead and start adding a dry brushing of the initial color. This kind of just helps set back the red to make it look like it's underneath the skin. Moving along to the hat, we go ahead and brush a darker version of the initial color on, making long streaks to kind of fit the pattern of the hat, letting that fully dry, then following it up with a dry brushing of the initial color, just a little bit lighter over top to bring out those ridges that I carved in earlier. After I was done with the blue portion of the hat, we could start going over the yellow sections using a darker wash of the initial yellow to let it seep into all the cracks and recesses of the sculpt. I do the same thing with the gloves to help bring out the texture. Now as for the jacket, because there's not too much detail going on, we are going to be kind of painting it on. Starting from the top, adding a little bit of a highlight to look like the light's hitting him from the top. I then follow that up with a much darker wash going in between the armpits and arms, making sure that I'm trying to follow the contours of the body to make it look more realistic. Hit those buttons with a quick over top down highlight before moving on to dry brushing those pants. I was pretty happy with the initial color, so we're just going to lightly dust some paint on there. Now as for Cartman's eyes, I did kind of contemplate how I wanted to go about this. In the cartoon, obviously, he just has a black pupil, but I decided to give him little green eyes with a little more of a realistic look to it. Starting off with a dark green, I followed up with a lighter highlight on the bottom, finishing it off with a black pupil. I like to use my small ball stylus for this. I feel like it helps me get a pretty consistent looking circle. Once I was happy with how that looked, we could go ahead and add a red wash circling around the eye to make it a little bit more realistic. Now I do this for all of my builds, but I typically never film it. This is the secret sauce to making his eyes a little bit glossy. I'm just using some Super Gloss Brilliant Extreme Mod Podge. That is a crazy name. I've never even noticed that. Mod Podge Super Gloss Brilliant Extreme. Like, who came up with that? That is wild. Anyway, it does the trick, let me tell you. So it was at this point in the build that I did decide I want to give him some realistic eyebrows. I clip off a few pieces of hair on a wig that I found at a thrift store. Using some fabric fusion, I apply those little tufts of hair to his eyebrows, them in place until they are completely dry. And with some last second surprise detailing and a little bit of assembly, we're on to those glamour shots. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment down below of who you would like to see me sculpt next. I'll see you next time.